This film is about the support CAS has provided for people with alcohol dependency issues.
For a number of years now, the Physical Disability and Sensory Impairment team, who work with adults between 18 and 65, have had an influx of referrals for adults with alcohol dependency. In trying to address this, in 2008, the Physical Disability team, along with Supporting People, looked at how we could respond to this group and started to look at working in partnership.
I've been working with this scheme really since it kicked off, and it's been absolutely invaluable for our service. I think probably there's three main areas where the scheme has been really beneficial.
I've been working on the alcohol floating support scheme since January last year. People, when they come into the scheme, are generally in a crisis. For example, one guy, well, he was the first guy January last year who was referred to myself. He was sat in his house on his own. He'd had burst pipes and he'd phoned his insurance company up, and they said he wasn't insured. He didn't know what to do, so he was just drinking and no heating, etc. We came in, we contacted the insurer. He was actually insured, so we got him, got the repairs.
The first one is following alcohol detoxification, and this is a period where clients are suddenly sober and absolutely overwhelmed by all their problems, difficulties, and it's a time when people are quite emotionally vulnerable, and it's been really useful to be able to refer these clients for assistance with things like their finances, emotional support, activities of daily living, and basic time management, really. The second area is a crisis, when an individual's been in a time of crisis. For example, we had a gentleman who'd lost his accommodation, and he was doing really well. He'd actually not drank for quite a period of time, and he'd made a lot of lifestyle changes, but he'd got into financial difficulties, lost his accommodation, and was actually living in his shed. So again, that was really useful. We were able to refer him into the scheme for a short piece of work, but it was really effective for him. And I suppose the third area is for those individuals that need to make lifestyle changes. Usually with people with an alcohol problem, they change their drinking first and then look at all the lifestyle changes. But for some individuals, they're not able to do that, and they need assistance with lifestyle changes first, which then impact on their drinking.
We then started with a steering group to consider how we could take this forward, and as an outcome of the steering group, decided that we would use existing Supporting People providers who we felt would be equipped to respond to the needs of individuals. My role is to assess adults presenting to the statutory service who are meeting fair access to care under substantial and critical need. What we have done, which I think is what has made this work, is that we've had monthly referral meetings. So it's been a coming together, sharing of information. We do recognise that we've only reached a small proportion of the community and feel that there's we can go a lot further in the future.
What we find with the service, a lot of our referrals have had some involvement with police and probation, and also health services, a lot of hospital admissions. There was one guy, he was referred by probation, and he had threatened to kill his landlord, and he was in the process of being evicted. We actually liaised between him and his landlord, and things levelled off, and he's still actually in the same home. He was self-harming quite a lot and in hospital several times. This has stopped now, and he's managing his drinking. What we tend to find is when they are involved with support, the contact with the other agencies like police, probation and health services actually reduces.
When we do speak to people who are on the street, it's quite soul-destroying because they say that quite a lot of the time, because they are alcohol dependent, they congregate in the flat or whatever housing that they have got at the time with other drinkers. So I think what would be really important when someone is housed is for them to get continuing ongoing support, not just left to their own devices, because obviously that's not a long-term solution. So it's kind of baffling why there's not more projects like yourselves, you know, because if there was more money put into places like this, then it would benefit the police because we'd spend less time on calls to service, and it would help them because they'd be less vulnerable and get the help they needed, hopefully.
I think probably, in my view, the reason why I think the scheme has been such a success is I think there's been a strong commitment to it. I really passionately would love this scheme to continue, because I think certainly on the evidence that we've got with the clients that we've referred, there's been a lot of positive outcomes, and I think in terms of future it does need to continue, and it would be really useful to have it further developed in certain ways.
Alcohol is an accepted part of society, and it's promoted, and it's viewed as a very sociable thing to do. So I do feel very strongly that any one of us could be in this position, and therefore the people that are presenting to our service, it is about treating them with respect, recognising their addiction and helping them through their lifestyle.
I do hope you engage with Cass. It has been an excellent support to me, and if you're struggling, there is help out there, so just go for it.